Be aware the vessel may pitch quite heavily at times.
The North Sea sits between Scotland and Scandinavia and is known as one of the roughest and most unpredictable seas in the world. I'm feeling sick, I don't want to eat anything, definitely no alcohol. Seafarers and oil rig workers often describe it as one of the toughest seas in the world to work on. Cold, grey and relentless. Tonight I'm sailing across it, from Shetland to Orkney. However, the weather forecast is not looking good. It's likely to be a rough crossing. Passengers are strongly advised to exercise caution. I have just checked in for my crossing on the Northlink ferry in the North Sea between Shetland and Orkney, and I'm a bit nervous because when I checked in they gave me this piece of paper for a weather warning. So I've already received a message on my phone this morning to say that this is likely to be delayed because of adverse weather conditions, but it says here it's likely to be a rough crossing with considerable movement on the vessel in the sea conditions. Passengers are strongly advised to exercise caution when moving around. Outside decks will be closed with the exception of the smoking area at the end of deck 6. Passengers should make their own decision whether or not to travel based on the information provided. I have some seasickness pills which I need to take ASAP. These ones were from the pharmacy in Lerwick here. So it says on the back you need to take one up to 30 minutes before travelling. Okay, let's take it now. And these are likely to make me drowsy. I can't believe the outside decks are going to be closed. That's the best part, going outside and seeing the views. It's literally 30 minutes before departure, so it's 5 o'clock and the boat leaves at 5:30, so I've left enough time for the seasick tablet to work. Gosh, would you travel if you got that piece of paper? Would you travel? I actually didn't want to go today, I wanted to go on a different day, but it's really busy. Couldn't get booked on any other ferries that I wanted to get on because I only booked a few weeks ago. Most people are booking months in advance when they want to get this ferry. Hopefully it'll be okay. I was also just thinking that for me personally, the best way to not feel seasick is actually to go outside and look at the horizon. And if you're not allowed on the outside deck, how the heck are you going to manage to get over it? Maybe I'll have to pretend to be a smoker or vapor so I can go out to the outside deck, the smoking area. But then if I feel seasick and then I'm breathing in all this smoke, that's probably going to make me feel even more sick. Oh no, what am I doing? What am I doing? But you know, this is a once in a lifetime experience, hopefully, to have a choppy time on the North Sea. So yeah, let's hope it all goes okay. Hello.
I'm just going to head down line 7 and onto the ship for there, please.
Number 7, okay. 1 second. I actually went into the wrong lane. In we go! Oh, right. Okay. Sorry, I thought I was going there. I would have turned earlier.
A little bit more, just a touch more. That'll do you.
Let's do this. Hopefully I survive. Before I continue, I have some very exciting news. I'm going to be hosting a small group trip to the Shetland and Orkney Islands in April 2026, and it has just opened for bookings. I've created an itinerary that covers all my favourite places on these wild islands. We'll be taking in the incredible dramatic coastlines, eating yummy local food and learning about local crafts like knitting and crofting, and of course learning all about the fascinating history on these islands. My group trips are designed to feel like travelling with a group of friends and are limited to a maximum number of 15 participants. This year I already hosted 2 group trips which were absolutely amazing with the best groups of people. If you'd like to join the trip or find out more information, I'll link my website booking page in the video description below. Over there you can find out the dates, more information about the full itinerary and also the pricing. I'm planning to host a limited number of small group trips every year to some of my favourite destinations in Scotland. If you're interested in future trips, make sure to sign up your email on my website and you'll be updated when future trips launch. Okay, time to get the lift upstairs. Go. There is my campervan. Ernie over there. Sure, he'll be fine. Left in first gear with the handbrake on, gas off. Here is the lift up to the passenger decks. There's actually stairs, so I will go up the stairs. I always forget, because I take lots of Calmac ferries, I forget which ones have stairs and which ones have lifts. I'm going to ask if it's possible to go outside when we first leave Lerwick, because I want to see the view. I love seeing the view as I leave. Hello, thank you. Yeah, somewhere. That one there. Yes.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there any of your luggage just down there on your first left?
Great. I just saw on the weather thing that you're not allowed outside. Is that just at the whole time, or is it at the beginning? I just want to see the view when we leave Lerwick. Yeah, okay, great. That's upstairs that way. Wonderful. Thank you. Thanks. You are still able to go outside. It's not all the decks that are closed. So.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Captain speaking. Welcome aboard the Shetland for the sailing to Kirkwall and onward Shetland. Shelters are in the process of being closed. We will shortly be leaving the forecast for tonight sailing south. You should all be in receipt of weather letters. I would ask that you read the content of these. We are expecting a moderate south-southeasterly swell. Fairly fresh southeasterly wind as well. So it will be a little bit bumpy on the way south. We will try and make it as comfortable as possible for you. But just be aware the vessel may pitch, and it may pitch quite heavily at times. So if you are moving around the vessel, please do so with care and use the handrails where provided. Thank you for your attention and for sailing with Northlink Ferries.
Over there is another Northlink ferry, and I actually have never seen this ferry before. So we're on the passenger ferry here for Northlink at the moment. Over here on the left is the cargo one. So I always see these Shetland transport lorries driving around on the mainland of Scotland and also here in Shetland. So they take cargo. It says temperature controlled. So this could be a lot of seafood. So Shetland produces a huge amount of the mussels that are produced in the UK. Shetland actually lands more seafood than England, Wales and Northern Ireland combined. So these could all be full of seafood. So I think they have released the ropes. We're actually moving. That guy down there, he released all the ropes, so we're off. I think we're actually leaving a bit early. It's meant to leave at 5:30, but it's 5:26, so we're leaving 4 minutes early. I do quite like that. I don't like it when things are late. Okay, we're off. We're away. Let's go upstairs and see a better view. We are pulling out of Lerwick now. Wow, look at all the fishing boats. These big trawlers. Research, LK308. So far the water's looking okay, not too choppy. Such a lovely colour, the water. This ferry will go all the way to Aberdeen and it takes about 14 hours, but I'm getting off in Kirkwall in Orkney. So it will depart here at 5:30, but it get into Kirkwall at 11 approximately. So 5.5 hours for the journey to Kirkwall. And I don't have a cabin because there's not really any need for one, because I'm just going for 5.5 hours and not sleeping overnight on the ferry. So opposite there is the Isle of Bressay. It shelters the Lerwick area here. So this whole bay is usually sheltered because of this island over here called Bressay. Okay, that's us pulled out already. So there's the Northlink ferry terminal over there. In the distance, we're away. Oh my gosh, it is so windy. A seal! Oh, yeah. Oh amazing! Oh yeah! Oh, they're so cute. I love seals.
The price of my ticket for one passenger and one vehicle was £116.05.
It's actually really hard to even stand up, and we're not even out of Lerwick Harbour yet, so you can see all the Lerwick buildings. This hat is not tight enough. I think I'm going to lose the hat. It's pretty much going to fall off. So windy. My goodness. We are saying goodbye to Shetland. Goodbye to Lerwick. Oh, it's always so sad leaving. I love Shetland so much. The sun looks like it's setting in the distance over there. There's some sensible people heading inside. I should probably be doing the same. Wow, the water's starting to look a bit rough now. Look at that. And we are passing Bressay over there. So there's the lighthouse on the Isle of Bressay. We are really heading out into the roughs of the North Sea now. Look at this. Yeah, I think that's definitely like the choppiest crossing I've done on this ferry. When I did the really rough crossing between Amsterdam and Newcastle last year, they didn't warn me at all, and I had not really any idea how rough it was going to be, and it was awful.
I should have taken the tunnel.
Probably up there in the top 5 worst times of my life. That crossing, I was so ill. Didn't help doing the whiskey tasting in the bar before it started getting rough. So at least they warned us on this ferry, which is really good. And my gosh, I need to show you these waves. Honestly, look at that. Look! So beautiful. Look at those cliffs there. My gosh, it's so difficult to stand here. The area is now closed, so we have to go back down. We have been on the water for about 40 minutes so far. Even though I took the seasickness tablet, not feeling great. The waves are getting bigger and bigger out there. Shetland is disappearing into the distance behind. I want to show you the waves, and there's a lot of spray coming up as well. Oh, it's cold out here. So here we have, look at that spray. Can you see it? All the spray coming over. Look on that side as well. There's so much spray. So the waves are getting bigger and bigger. Look at the big waves out there. And there's the Isle of Noss round the corner behind Bressie on the right side. It is home to thousands and thousands of seabirds, and you can do a boat trip actually from Lerwick. It's really good. It's much less windy down here on this deck than upstairs. So upstairs it was almost hard to even stand up, and my hat was blowing off all the time. But down here is much more calm, even though it still is choppy. You just aren't faced with the wind blowing you over.
The North Sea is known for being rough. It's mostly shallow at less than 100 metres deep, so when strong winds blow, the energy has nowhere to go. The result is steep, choppy waves instead of long, rolling swells. It's also completely exposed, as no big land masses shelter it, so gales can sweep in from the Atlantic or the Arctic. In winter, deep Atlantic storms bring high winds and rough seas, and even in summer it can change in an instant. Add in the powerful tidal currents and shallow banks, especially around Orkney, Shetland and the Dogger Bank, and this is what makes it one of the most challenging stretches of water in the world.
Over there is Sunborough Head. That is the last part of Shetland, mainland Shetland. So it is starting to get dark and really quite choppy out there. Look at this, huge big waves. I've had a look over to this left side looking for Fair Isle, but there is no sign of it. I'm not sure if we'll be able to see it. I'm feeling a little bit seasick, to be honest, a little bit sick. I don't want to eat anything, definitely no alcohol. I'm driving anyway, so I wouldn't have any, but just trying to look out to the horizon, breathe in the fresh air. Yeah, hopefully that will help. This is definitely the roughest North Link crossing that I've done. But it's nice to experience this because the North Sea is known for being quite rough. And this is, what a lot of people imagine the North Sea to be like. How cool would it be if some orcas just jumped up over there? Okay, so around here, it's possible to see Fair Isle in the distance, very far away, but you can pretty much see it coming into view. My gosh, I hope I don't drop the camera here. It is so windy. This section is meant to be one of the choppiest sections in the lead up to going past Fair Isle. At some points there was like 2 or 3 huge big rolls and my stomach was dropping. But we are really close to approaching Fair Isle and you can see the lighthouse. Let's have a look. There it is. There is the famous Fair Isle, best island in Scotland, or one of the best islands over there. Oh my gosh, it is amazing to see it like this. We're actually going really close to it. I didn't think the Northlink ferry went that close to Fair Isle, but yeah, it's cool to see the lighthouse in operation. So there's the North Light, and then there is another lighthouse as well on the south of Fair Isle, and that was the last lighthouse in Scotland to be automated in the late 1980s. All the lighthouses in Scotland are now automated, and they are all managed from Edinburgh by the Northern Lighthouse Board. There's the second lighthouse there, so the South Fair Isle Lighthouse. Wow, it's really amazing to experience Fair Isle from this side, because when you're on the island you can't really see the cliffs or anything, but when you're here and it's dark you can see both the lighthouses, and at night as well, because usually you're not beside the lighthouse at night time when you're on the island and you don't see it flashing, especially the North Light, because it's not really near any of the buildings on Fair Isle.
Fair Isle is the UK's most remote inhabited island. It's well known for its Fair Isle knitting pattern, which is very unique and colourful. It's home to around 60 residents and is also a famous place for bird watching. Many rare birds have been spotted here as they take a rest while migrating. I made a whole video about Fair Isle when I visited last year, which I will link in the video description below.
It was so amazing to see Fair Isle. That was so exciting. Such a different viewpoint seeing it from the ferry. So I have come inside because it is so cold out there. Okay, I'm going to have to hold this because the boat is rocking around so much. The chairs are all attached by metal wires, so I'm going to do a little bit of reading. Probably a bad idea. A little course in knitting. I'm going to have a little browse through this, and I'm sitting near the window, so if I feel sick I'll just go outside. Under the chair you can see here the wire, so these are attached if it gets really rough. I'm enjoying the reading, but I'm not feeling very well. It is getting really rocky. It's rockier than it was earlier. I'm going to go outside, I think. So you can't really see much out there actually, it's so dark, but it's quite rough. Like, you can just see the boat going up and down and up and down. Actually, going outside doesn't help at all because you can't see anything, can't see the horizon. So let's go back into the table. I fell asleep for an hour on the table. I was reading the book and then I just fell asleep on the book, and we're going to be arriving in 30 minutes now. So let's go out and see what we can see out here. So heavy. It is just pitch darkness out there, you can't see anything. Oh yes, I can see some lights here. That's Orkney. Oh, we're getting quite close then. There's Orkney over there. So we're arriving into Kirkwall. I think it's time to pack up and get off. Still feeling a bit sick, really looking forward to getting off the ferry. These doors are so big and heavy.
We have made it to Kirkwall. Northlink Ferry is great, so clean, the staff are so friendly, the food is great, so punctual, but yeah, that one was quite a choppy journey. And even though I took the seasickness pill, I still felt a bit ill, and I'm really glad I took it. I don't know what I would have been like if I hadn't taken that. I hope you enjoyed coming along for the choppy little journey across the North Sea. Now it's time to explore Orkney. Oh, I'm leaving already. Gosh, no hanging about.